Hello, Geneva, and welcome to Officially Speaking. I'm your host, Kevin Starr. Geneva is synonymous with culture and the arts, and that doesn't happen by accident. Most of that is coordinated through the Geneva Cultural Arts Commission. Today, we're joined by Commission Chairman Tim Vetang. Tim, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Why don't you start off the show by telling our viewers a little bit about yourself and your background?
Sure. Well, shortly after my wife and I were married in '81, we got a job transfer from Indianapolis, and we were looking for a small town under 10,000 people, which might seem funny these days. And as we moved farther west from Chicago, we found the Fox River and just kind of fell in love with Geneva, the small town atmosphere and the downtown shopping.
And for those residents that may not be quite as familiar with the Cultural Arts Commission, can you tell us a little bit about what your group's mission is and role in the community?
Sure. The Arts Commission was formed by city ordinance in 2006. It was one of the initiatives that was in the original strategic plan that the city undertook a number of years before that. It consists of 9 commissioners. We're appointed by the mayor with the concurrence of the city council, and you have to be a resident of the community. And our job, we're tasked with supporting and encouraging the arts in the community, and with the long-term goal of building and supporting a cultural arts center, whatever form that may take in the future.
Tim, why do you think the arts are so important to the Geneva community?
Well, in Geneva's history, going back to the late 1800s, early 1900s, the arts have been important. In the early 1900s, Geneva had a municipal band. Even when City Hall was built, which was over 100 years ago, there's a theater here that we're sitting in. There's a stage beyond this wall. Behind me, there's actually a balcony that are still in existence. And maybe someday in the future, in its third act, it'll become a theater again. Even today, you see public art throughout the community. Those happen from donations, such as was made for the Rain Man sculpture. Throughout the parks, you see public art that's on display. Even here in City Hall, you see children's art hanging. But even in the Chicago metropolitan area, the arts generate about $2.5 billion in economic activity. And it's very important. It's an engine for investments and employment. When businesses are looking where to locate, the arts play an important part of it. And you see that one of the best examples might be when Boeing moved to Chicago, their headquarters. They were looking for a town that had a strong arts community because it was important to their employees to have those benefits in a community, so they located in Chicago. Geneva benefits from that. Some of the businesses here support the arts, and we're very grateful for that.
One of the things that the Geneva Cultural Arts Commission is best known for is its great community events. Can you tell us a little bit about the River Park concert series that's going to be running throughout July?
Sure. It's located in the amphitheater right near the dam on the west side of the river. And we've got a tradition going back about 5-6 years that on Sunday evenings in July we offer an arts performance. They tend to be music related. And this year on Sunday, July 12th, we have the Need to Be Seen radio troupe. It's an old-fashioned radio program, something you'd have listened to before television was invented. And then on Sunday, July 19th, we have the Penny Mae Dixon Group. It's a country western music, so that should appeal to a lot of people in the community. And then on July 26th, we have a group called the Logical Flaw, and they play traditional Irish music. And that should be a really fun evening. The concerts all start at 6 p.m. You can come early, bring a picnic lunch, stake your seat out on the lawn or on the rock outcroppings there, and just enjoy the evening. For many of the musicians, it's one of their most favorite locations to perform because you have the river behind you.
And the best part of the concerts, too, is that they're free to the public, correct?
Yes, they are free. We do pass the hat and ask for donations, but that's strictly optional.
And another great event that's happening in July is the Shakespeare in the Park program. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, it's held at Island Park. There's a stage near the shelter house that's there in the middle of the park. Again, it is free. We do ask for donations, but this year we're the performance is Shakespeare's 12th Night. And that should be very popular. It's performed by a local group of performers, some of whom live in Geneva. They live actually throughout the western suburbs, and they perform at a number of locations in Wheaton, Glen Ellen, and we're fortunate to have them come to Geneva every year. And again, because of the park, it's one of their favorite locations. We tend to get one of the best crowds of the summer season there. Last year we were fortunate, we had give or take about 800 people, which is quite a turnout. We have some of the local businesses who support it, and Stockholm's will have sandwiches there, and he usually brings us homemade root beer. Graham's Ice Cream comes, and you can make your own ice cream sundaes. And it's just a fun evening, and again, it's free.
And the Commission has a number of events that go on throughout the year, such as Eat Your Art Out, the Geneva Film Festival, the Steeple Walk. Can you tell us a little bit about those events, just so people can mark them on their calendar for the next go-around?
Sure. The Geneva Film Festival was one of the very first events that the Commission started when they were formed back in 2006. It was held in, first year was 2007. It's organized by a group of volunteers from the area. We hold it in local businesses throughout the community. It's been held here at City Hall, open spaces in some of the restaurants in town. Currently we hold it in some vacant locations throughout the downtown area. So it's a real plus for the businesses. We advertised on a few websites for filmmakers. And we were fortunate last year we had 90 films submitted. Some of them are shorts, comedy, serious, and then there's some documentary films. And they came from 20 countries. The event is held in early March, and the public is invited. You can order tickets online as you get closer to the event. There's a number of showings over a 3-day time frame. Starts on Thursday evening, Friday evening, and then all day Saturday. The nice thing is, Geneva's we've been very fortunate to get a number of the filmmakers to come. This last year, I think there were 12 different filmmakers whose films were featured in the festival who attended. So it's an opportunity for the public to interact with people who are in the film industry. We also have on Saturday morning a question and answer session with some of the filmmakers, so you can learn how the films are made, what their inspiration was. It's just a real fun time.
And what about the Steeple Walk?
Well, Steeple Walk is held on the Sunday during Christmas Walk here in Geneva. We have 4 of the churches in the downtown area, and each church hosts a different music group. And they're not religious necessarily, and they're not necessarily Christmas. It's just a variety of musical genres. We've had children's choirs, we've had a rock group, we've had, and then we've had a cappella singers. So there's a variety, and the musicians stay in each church. They do 4 performances in the afternoon, and you order your ticket, and you're told which church to go to first. And when that performance is done, you walk down the street to the next church. And we sell out the last 2 years, so we can only hold about 200 people, which is the maximum for the smallest church.
And last but not least, it's kind of a newer event in the Geneva community, but the Eat Your Art Out fundraiser.
Yes, as you know, or you may not know, we don't receive any funding from the city. So to raise funds for the Arts Commission, a few years ago we started with Dancing with Geneva Stars, which proved extremely successful. And we didn't want that to become stale, and we were looking for something new. We're always looking to recreate ourselves. And we came up with an event called Eat Your Art Out. And what it does is it pairs 4 works of art done by local artists with a chef whose inspiration for each of the 4 courses is those 4 works of art. We're fortunate to hold it at the Harrington. It's a beautiful setting, and the chef there has really been extremely creative. These are things that are not on their normal menu. The chef is given free rein on what he can create with each of those 4 paintings as the inspiration. And then while the attendees are eating and learning about each of the courses, we have an artist who's creating another work of art live in front of everybody. And it's just a lot of fun. We also have a silent auction that's available. And then when the dinner is done, we have a live auction of those 4 pieces that were the inspiration, as well as the piece that was just created. The mayor's the MC, and for anybody that's watched the council meetings, you know that he's can be very humorous and entertaining at times. So it's just a fun evening, and we have people who are ready to order their tickets for the next event, which will be in November of 2016.
And while the events are great, the Cultural Arts Commission is so much more, and they've been involved with some public arts with the new bike racks that were installed last summer, and they've helped judge our fire hydrants. So can you tell us a little bit about your other responsibilities with the commission?
Sure. Well, one of the things about the commission members over the years is they don't lack for creativity. They're always thinking of something new. We talk to a lot of people in the community, get some good ideas from them. And a few years ago, one of the commissioners came up with the idea of doing sculptured bike racks. They would be functional, but would be entertaining to look at. So we sent out a request for proposals to artists around the country and received 12 really good proposals. And after some meetings with various groups in the community, we chose the piece we have, which is on the southeast corner of Campbell and 3rd Street. It looks like 3 rainbow pieces with glass and stainless steel, but they're actually functional bike racks. Our goal is to do one every year in various parts of the community.
And I know your commission has been judges in the Art on Fire contest. How has that gone the last few years?
It's gone very well. It's amazing the creative talent you find in the community when you open it up to anybody who might be so inclined. Each year we get about 15 or 20 fire hydrants throughout the community that either somebody who lives in front or lives nearby wants to paint. They come up with an idea, and as long as they don't camouflage it and make it hard for the fire department to find it, they have free reign on what they want. We have minions, we have a fox on one, we have Santa Claus, Orphan Annie, just a number of pieces throughout the community. And hopefully, I think there's about 1,700 fire hydrants?
That's correct.
And hopefully the project will run for a few more years before we run out of fire hydrants.
One question that I receive on a frequent basis is, what's the difference between the Cultural Arts Commission versus the Greater Geneva Art Guild? Can you help explain that to us?
Well, the Geneva Arts Commission you could probably view as the umbrella organization. A number of years ago, one of the goals we had was to create an arts group in the community to support local artists. And after some discussion and putting the word out, we found some folks who were interested in it. And so they worked for a couple of years on bylaws to come up with what this group would consist of, what kind of activities they might do. And thus was born the Greater Geneva Art Guild. It's run by the artists, for the artists. We don't tell them what they should do or not do, as long as they follow the city guidelines, which are not very restrictive once you get used to them. But it's to ensure we follow the Open Meetings Act, which ensures that things that the group does is made public. Things like that. The Art Guild has been very involved. They have a monthly meeting. It's held at Public Works, I believe. And one of them was on copyright law from a lawyer who is familiar with that aspect of it, so how an artist can protect their artworks. They've done in recent years a studio tour where the public gets to see how an artist works. Recently, we had a festival of art in front of the courthouse a few weeks ago. Fortunately, the weather didn't cooperate, but a few of the major pieces by a few of the artists did sell, even in spite of the weather. So hopefully next year we'll have a much better weather.
Now, the Commission obviously has a very full agenda of events and activities throughout the year. If someone who is interested in volunteering or just wanting to learn more about the Commission, how can they go about doing that?
Yes, they can go to our website, which is genevaarts.org, and it's Geneva Arts with one A, or they can go on the city's website, geneva.il.us, and follow the link. There's a volunteer form they can fill out. There's also a phone number listed for the Arts Commission. They're welcome to leave a message, and either myself or one of the commissioners will contact them. We're fortunate we do get people who offer to volunteer. They're available to help us with planning of the current events that we have, or if they have a really good idea on a future art event, we'd be happy to hear from them. We meet on the first Thursday of each month here at City Hall, and the public is always welcome.
That's all the time we have for Officially Speaking. I'd like to thank Tim Vetang for his time and insight into the Cultural Arts Commission.
It's been a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
We also thank you for watching. We'll be tuning in next month to get the official word from your elected and appointed officials.